following program contains disturbing materials that may not be suitable for some resellers. Viewer discretion is advised.
This is scary, guys. And I normally don't make videos talking about this kind of thing because lately things have been really, really great for us in our main store. Secondary store, really don't care too much about, even though that's actually done a little better. But our main store, yeah, something's not right. I'm kind of running into some problems and doing everything I can on my side to control these problems and make the adjustments that I need to. But still, nonetheless, it's a bit scary and it's a bit sobering as well. Sales have taken an absolute nosedive for me over the last few days, and I can't put my finger on as to why. When you consider we've been having $14,000 months in sales over the last, I'd say, 4 or 5 months, and sales were as strong as ever as recent as last week, and we're talking $700-800 days, all the way up through Friday was a pretty decent day. Saturday was pretty decent as well, considering that we weren't here. Sunday went took kind of a dive down to 200. But that's fine. It's one day, one bad day. Things happen like that. Then Monday, I believe it was like $100 day. Had two sales that came in late in the evening, and they weren't all that great, but I'm happy to have them. And then yesterday, Tuesday, we've got zero in sales. So really, from Monday to Tuesday till today, this morning when I woke up, I had no sales. No, I woke up with no sales. Now, of course, you got a few offers to watchers here and there. I did make some offers. I had uh, a pool cleaning robot that I sold for. I think I had listed for 350. I made an offer to a watcher for 299, and thankfully someone took the offer. So that's good news. So that in my mind kind of gets us back on the right course. So let's just hope that was a blip on the radar. Maybe eBay correction, maybe eBay taking me offline. Who knows, right? I mean, there's so many theories that go on out there as to why one would be able to put up a chart like this and then just have a massive dip for no reason in sales. So I'm dealing with a situation where I'm used to paying five, maybe in some cases, to 10% of MSRP on a lot of these lots that I'm buying. And now I'm not even close. I'm not even in the ballpark. Now I do have room. If I utilize my 40/40 model, it allows me to pay up to 16%. You guys ever seen that video? It's a really good way to figure out what you need to be into a lot of goods to still make money on an item or a bunch of items that you have in the lot. So it's worth watching. Check it out up here. But I don't. I've been so spoiled, I guess, over the last 6 months where I haven't had to pay that much, and I got to get myself into that mode where that's just where I'm at. You know, it's where I'm going to have to be. It's no different than going to a yard sale, and this particular yard sale is in a gated community, and they forget to open the gates. Anybody ever have that situation at a yard sale? I've had that happen many times. And you wait, you wait, you wait, while others are just pulling away going to the next yard sale. You wait, and a car comes through that lives there and opens the gate, and you follow them in. And you go to a yard sale. They've been sitting there for a couple hours, haven't made any sales, and there's a lot of good stuff, and they're eager to make deals because nobody's coming, right? So you're going to get really, really good deals as compared to going to that yard sale where the gates open. You have dozens of cars pulling in, and the seller's pretty much getting their price. So it's all about competition. Whether we're sourcing or whether we're selling on eBay, it's about competition. And Q4 means that there's more competition for the goods that you're buying, not only the goods you're selling, but the goods that you're buying. And you just got to keep that in mind. In some cases, you're going to have to pay up more around Q4 for things that you didn't have to pay up for the first 3 quarters of the year. And that's just the reality of it. And it's just basically changing my mindset. So the whole adage of you shouldn't change things. Now, we talk about keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Well, It's quite the opposite when you're doing well. When you're doing well, you keep doing the same things, you keep approaching things the same way because it's working. Don't change it. Don't It's not broken, don't fix it. So you keep doing it. And so now that I see this blip on my sales, and something's definitely changed, I just can't put my finger on it, and something's definitely changed when it comes to sourcing, and I can put my finger on that. I've got to make some adjustments. And the first thing that I need to do is I need to get good stuff up in my store, even better stuff if I can. I need to be willing to pay up to 16% and then just deal with the fact that I'm not going to make as much money on each piece. Maybe I'll, lose 5 to 10% of my profits on each item I'm selling, but that means I'm just going to have to sell more items to find the same volume of sales per day that I've been doing. And then competition, guys, competition for sales. It's pretty much what it's all about. And I think a lot of people lose sight about competition and why their sales are slow. And I got to tell you, you have a smaller and smaller buyer base than ever before. People just don't have the money, and eBay's still losing the buyer base. So, what do you do when you have an item that you really think has value, but there's 100 other people selling that same item? And in the sold comps, it's only sold 10 times in the last 90 days. That means 10 sellers are going to make a sale when 100 have that item up, and 90 are going to be wondering what the hell's going on. This listing is selling for other people, but not for me. And I think a lot of people are in that ballpark right now, that 90%, and I'm not saying it's necessarily 90%, but there's a lot of people who are in that ballpark right now, listing good, decent stuff, and they just can't make the sale. And we had a members live yesterday with Mike Camparelli. Good sport. Thanks for being a part of it, Mike. And we came across a number of things that he can do differently. And it's all about that, identifying how to make your listing stand out amongst the sea of other sellers that aren't putting in that same effort. Finding out what listings did sell and trying to emulate what they did and how they did it to get those items to sell. It's that simple, but I really think a lot of people aren't willing to put that kind of effort into it. So, of course, I'm no different. I need to go in and find out why my items aren't selling. I have about 180 in the store, and I've really, for the last 6, 8 months, I've kept it around 200 items. So that just means I need to add a little bit more merchandise to my store to get back to the levels I have been at. And that comes with sourcing, be more aggressive with sourcing. And I just need to find creative ways to get my items that I currently have listed to sell. And that's the problem I think a lot of people are having. But it's just understanding what things that you need to do that. And that's why, and this is no pitch for my membership, really. It's if you certainly feel compelled to do it, then certainly do it. But we do have these roundtable live sessions where we do go through someone's store and say, hey, here's what I would do differently. Here's some things to try. And I really think that for most people, there is an answer there. Somewhere within your listings, you can do something different to improve your situation. So I'm going to be working harder than ever. Just thought I'd share this video with you guys because if you're struggling out there, it ain't just you. You're going to have issues that come across. It may not be your items, but it may be your items. So it just really depends. It may be your listings more so than your items. It may be your competition. That's why the listing quality report, if you are able to access it, it's still in beta, so not all sellers have it, is an absolute gem of information because it's eBay's giving you an insight on what they think you should be doing. And for a lot of people, it's simply just adding more photos to your listings. A lot of times your competition's using more photos. The successful sellers in your competition, they're using more photos. And I think for those of you who don't have the listings quality report, I can save you the time and tell you that most of the things that I'm coming across is where eBay's telling me you need to be adding more photos to your listings. So that's what I have today, guys. Hopefully you guys are doing a little bit better than I am, but I'm just, gonna get back to work after taking this break to make the video and share my experience with you guys. If you are experiencing slow sales, maybe just out of the blue, maybe things are going well for you, just like they were going well for me, and they just stopped, I want to hear about it. Put that down below in the comments. Share your experience with me. I'd love to hear what happened to you. If enough people comment that, hey, that happened to me too this last weekend, and maybe I won't be so hard on myself. But in the meantime, I know one thing. I could blame it on eBay. I can blame it on the things that I'm not able to buy. I can blame it on the weather. I can blame it on all kinds of things. But at the end of the day, it's what I do. It's what I choose to do. It's what I choose to sell. It's what I choose to um, get out here. You know, if I'm going to get out here for 2 hours a day or 8 hours a day, it's about the effort I put into my listings. If I'm just taking shortcuts or if I'm going to do it properly, there's so many things you have control over in this business that I'd rather spend time focusing on that than the things that I don't have control over. And that's probably the best advice I can give anybody today. So with that, figuring out sales, why they're happening, why they're not happening is yet another example of how flipping ain't easy. I want you guys to have an excellent rest of your day. We will see you guys on Fridays live, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Central. And until then, take care, everyone.